All right, UFC 293 is over. It's in the bag. It's in the books. It's done. And Israel Adesanya is no longer the champion of the world. Sean Strickland just went out there and walked him down for 5 rounds. And other than round 2, won pretty much the entirety of the fight. 49-46 on all 3 judges' scorecards. Wasn't even close. And I'll be honest, that was the correct decision. Now, you never know. DC said it, and he said that him and Dana discussed it. You know, there's bad judges. You never know in this day and age what the judges are going to see. But the judges tonight, whoever they are, they got that one correct, right? First round, Sean went out there and kind of outlanded him. Kind of picking him apart, walking him down. But then towards the end of the round, left hook, right hand, almost spins Izzy round. Izzy drops. Sean jumps on him. I'm like, oh my God, this is it. He's done. First round knockout. Can you believe this? Fair play to Israel Adesanya. Managed to get back to his feet, covered up. Sean just pummeling away. Left after left after left. But he saw it to the end of the round, okay? And that certainly woke Izzy up because he came out in round 2 and that was the only round that he won. He had a bit of forward pressure. He was throwing a lot of leg kicks. He used the jabs. The right hand got through on occasion. And we saw some of the flashes of brilliance that Israel Adesanya is known for. But throughout the entirety of the fight, it was the same old thing. Izzy was backing up the whole time. Sean was walking him down the whole time. Now, not only did he land more shots, he was controlling the octagon. He was controlling all of the real estate. He was landing more damage. Israel Adesanya's face was kind of bust up towards the end. As I said, Strickland didn't have a mark on him. And he was hardly breathing. He looked like he could have gone another 10 rounds. But here's the reality of the situation. And I don't want to kick the former champ while he's down. I really don't. But I've got to analyze the fights the way that I see it. He backed up the whole time. He was backing up. He was going side to side. You don't win a fight by backing up the whole time. Granted, okay, some people are tremendous fighting on the back foot, okay, but it doesn't look good. And when it's super close and your opponent's walking you down and he's landing more shots than you have to stand your ground. And there was one point in round 5 where Izzy, you could kind of see that maybe he knows he's behind and he's got to get a finish. He did stand his ground. He went forward a little bit and that stopped the forward movement of Sean Strickland. And it got more interesting. Izzy needed to do that right from the start, okay? You've got to hold your ground. You can't be backing up the whole time. And the reason he was backing up, that's the reason that he got dropped in round 1, because Izzy's got tremendous reflexes, okay? He's so fast, he's so sharp, he's so accurate, you know, he's fantastic, he really is. But when he moves around, if you throw a strike at him, he uses his feet to evade and slip out the way. Sometimes he uses his body length. We saw it against Robert Whittaker. He leans back and then he came in with that combination. 2 shots that dropped him at the end of round 1 the first time that he fought Whittaker. But this time, Sean was walking him down and that was putting Izzy on the retreat. And when you hit against the fence, well, if you're a wrestler, it's perfect because when you shoot in, the guy standing against the fence can't sprawl, okay, because the fence is there. And if you don't get the takedown clean, you can drive him in against the fence, you can get your hands together, you can pick them up. Well, it's the same thing if you're a striker, because if you're fighting a guy that's backing off the whole time, if you back them up against the fence, they've got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And granted, you can use lateral movement and go side to side, but on this occasion, he didn't have the wherewithal to do it. He didn't see it, and it was a beautiful left hook, right hand, as I say. But Izzy couldn't move back. That's because he was constantly moving back. And when you're moving back enough, eventually you're going to hit the fence. So, I'll be honest, Sean Strickland won the entirety of that fight. Even round 2 for Izzy was very, very close, but that was the only round that he got. 49-46. Sean's a tricky customer, okay? He had a great fight there tonight, but when I say tricky, I'm talking about when I used to train with him. He's got a weird offbeat rhythm, okay? And it's very hard to read, very hard to pick up on. And Izzy definitely struggled with that. Couldn't get anything going. Sean did a really good job of blocking the leg kicks. Defensively, very, very sound as well. As I said, the man didn't have a scratch on him, okay? And he looked like he could have gone straight into another fight with Dricus du Plessis or whoever it may be, right? Israel Adesanya jumped out of the octagon, didn't stick around, didn't get on the microphone. It was a disappointing event. It really was for Israel Adesanya, and I'll choose my words carefully, but he never really showed up. You know, the man's a superstar, and he might be the victim of the Drake curse once again, as we know. Drake, the rapper. Anytime he bets on someone, a lot of the time they lose the fight. Drake put $500,000 on Israel Adesanya to win the fight. So the Drake curse strikes again, but never mind that stuff. Izzy never showed up, okay? He was too sure of his ability to counter-strike. He was too sure that his speed and the power that he possessed, he would be able to back up and then boom, catch Strickland as he's coming in. Well, that wasn't the case. And when that isn't working, you need to go to plan B or even plan C sometimes. Sean Strickland walked him down. He was the better man from start to finish. And in round 5, we got to see a little bit of the Sean Strickland that we saw against Jack Marshman, and the crazy man that he is started shouting at him, started walking him down, swinging wildly, because at that point, Sean knows, listen, I'm in control. I'm the man. I'm about to be champ. And he lost his mind. Hey, listen, congratulations to Sean Strickland. I'll be honest, I was completely wrong. I didn't think he was going to get it done. Maybe I had too much stock in Israel Adesanya, but that was a bad one for Izzy. That was a really bad one. And then after this, you think, what's next for Sean? Is it going to be an immediate rematch for Israel Adesanya? Well, I don't think so. I don't think so. The reality is for Izzy, when you look at the situation, he's lost 2 out of the last 3 now, obviously to Pereira. Then he beat Pereira, and now he loses to Izzy. Now, the schedule that Izzy's been on has been crazy. I'm not taking away from Sean, and I'm not making excuses for Izzy either. But we do have to look at that, right? I think he's fought every 3 or 4 months. Ever since he was the champion, he's had a tremendous schedule. He's been an absolute workhorse for the UFC. But I don't think he gets an automatic rematch here. Certainly when you've lost 2 out of your last 3. It is the Sean Strickland era. And as DC has said on the microphone, get ready. This man's going to get obnoxious because he is. But you know what? Here's a man that deserves it. Sean Strickland's a man that's done it the old-fashioned way, through hard work, blood, sweat, determination. He had it very hard growing up. His father, by all accounts, was a piece of shit, was very violent. He saw his father threatening to kill his mother. That's what he told me when he came on my podcast. So Sean's seen a lot of shit. Obviously, he was involved in that motorcycle accident as well. Thought that was going to be the end of his career. But he fought back and he moved up a weight division, went on a hell of a win streak, lost to Pereira, lost a razor-close split decision to Jared Cannonier. And now here he is after a 2-fight win streak, gets a shot at the belt and becomes champion of the goddamn world. And you got to respect that. You have to respect that. So the question is, what is next? Now, granted, Jared Cannonier was there as the backup fighter. And he does have a win over Sean Strickland. But the number 1 contender right now is Dricus du Plessis. And I got to be honest, if Dricus du Plessis was there tonight, if he took that fight against Izzy, he would have beaten that version of Izzy as well. Not taking away from Sean, not kicking Izzy while he's down. I'm just saying that wasn't a good showing from Izzy tonight. Call it what you will. Call it getting a little bit old. Maybe starting to go on the decline. Call it the work schedule was too much. Too many fights, too many training camps, too much pressure. You could slice it a million ways, but it doesn't matter. Sean's the man. Sean's the champ. Sean's in charge. And Sean ain't no bitch. Okay, he will take on all comers. So there's Dricus du Plessis there. Robert Whittaker's going to be licking his chops as well. He will give some problems to Sean Strickland. But the reality is it's going to be fun because Sean knows how to hyper fight and he doesn't pull any punches. And I just want to say congratulations, Sean. Known you for a long time. Used to train with you back in the day. We've done this quite a bit over the years, but that commands my respect. So, well done. There's the champ. So before that co-main event, Tai Tuivasa versus Alexander Volkov. Man, if you're a Tai Tuivasa fan, that was a rough one to watch. Volkov just had his number, was picking him apart, the jabs, the kicks, you name it, you name it. I mean, Tuivasa went out there very, very aggressive at the start, throwing extremely hard low kicks. And if they'd have found their mark, which they did on many, many occasions, but if they'd done the job that they were intended to do, he might have stopped that one early because he was loading up on those kicks. But a lot of them were getting blocked. But then Volkov just started finding the range, the straight shots, the uppercuts. He was nasty. Followed him down to the ground in round 3, got on top of him, mounted him. I thought Tuivasa looked improved on the ground. Managed to get an underhook, forced back to his feet. He defensively was quite sound for a little while, but eventually Volkov got on top, got the Ezekiel choke, which is basically a rear naked choke from a different position, but you drive your fist into the neck. So well done to Alexander Volkov. Manel Kape versus Felipe dos Santos. What a tremendous fight that was. Oh my God, Felipe dos Santos. I look forward to what he does in the UFC because Manel Kape's one of the best flyweights in the world. He pushed him to the absolute limit, but Manel Kape had some tremendous moments. The left hand was beautiful. The boxing was beautiful. Some of the reads, they're all out violence from start to finish from both men was tremendous. You know, Manel Kape kind of fucking blew it on the microphone a little bit though, didn't he? Said something dumb there, as did someone else earlier on in the night. That was, who was that? It was Charlie Radke. Yeah, he did the same thing. Justin Taffer knocked out Austin Lane super quick. Round one, 1 minute 22. Beautiful right hand, sat him down. That was that. Tyson Pedro again with Anton Turcal, the pleasure man. The only person that was getting pleased or pleasured tonight was Tyson Pedro. So there it is, UFC Sydney in the books and new. Sean Strickland's the man. Who's he going to be up against next? What do you think? Do you think Izzy deserves another rematch? The only reason I say he doesn't is because he probably doesn't want that, but he's lost 2 out of his last 3 now. If it was the first time that he'd lost, then granted, but when you lose 2 out of your last 3, it's kind of hard to make that case. And of course, with Pereira, he did have that long history with him as well from the kickboxing world, so it kind of made sense. But I think Dricus du Plessis, I think even Robert Whittaker maybe, Jared Cannonier's also got a great case. There's a lot of people, and it does mix up the middleweight division tremendously. And how long do you think it will be before we see the return of Israel Adesanya? Because make no mistake, he's a proud man, he's a rich man, he's a wealthy man, but he's still a young man in his prime. And I feel that he's going to want to come back and get revenge for that. But what do you think? 1-2 wins and he gets a shot? How do you think that scenario plays out? But still, the night belongs to Sean Strickland. I never thought I'd be saying that. I advised you all, put your money on Israel Adesanya. Well, I was wrong. And if you lost bets because of me, I apologize. But still, that is why we love the mixed martial arts. It's the best sport on goddamn planet Earth. And I can't wait for next weekend. Valentina Shevchenko taking on Alexa Grasso, trying to get her belt back. But there it is. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, ring the bell. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching.